everyone, welcome to my first YouTube video. So my name is Rush and I'm going to be doing knitting, crochet, all that good stuff on here. My Instagram is made-by.rush, so go have a look at my designs, my patterns if you fancy it. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial for a little crochet summer top. I'll pop a little picture here. So let's get started. Here are the materials that you will need. You'll need yarn in as many colours as you'd like. I have the Hobbii cotton 8x4 in colours 55, which is this yellow, and colour 3, which is a cream. You will also need scissors and a crochet hook. I'm using 3mm crochet hook, but just pick up whichever works with your yarn. Next, you're going to need to figure out what length the first chain is going to be. So you need to measure around your chest where you want the top to be at the bottom. So mine's going to be about here. Measure about two inches apart, and so that's the start, that's the end. Mine's about 66 centimeters. That's the length you're going to need to do your first chain. Okay, now take your starting colour, which for me is this yellow one, and make a slip knot. Then you're going to chain the length that you just measured. When measuring your chain, make sure that it is pulled tight because you want the top to be tight. Then chain 1 and single crochet into the second stitch from the hook. And single crochet all stitches. Or you could, alternatively to doing the chain, do a foundation single crochet if you prefer. When you get to the end of that row, you should measure it again just to make sure that it's the right length when it's stretched. Now you need to change colour. So I do this by removing one stitch and having it back with 2 stitches on your hook, and then pulling through both colours and then chaining one with your next colour. Then you're going to continue with the single crochets, catching in your ends. you need to do 2 rows of single crochets. When you reach the end of these 2 rows, you should cut your yarn. Then you need to tie on with a slip knot at 7 stitches from the end, or about 2 or 3 centimeters from the end. So just making my slip knot. Then chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet into the stitch after. As you can see, it creates this decrease curved effect. Then just single crochet until you reach near the end. Until you reach about 9 stitches from the other end. And then skip 1 stitch and single crochet into the 7th stitch from the end. Then turn your work, chain 1 and repeat the skip and single crochet into the next stitch. So this is a decrease on both sides of the panel. Then just single crochet to the other end again. When you reach near the end, skip 1 stitch and single crochet into the stitch after that, making your decrease. Then turn your work and repeat the same decrease pattern as before. You want to do these decrease rows until you've got about 2 inches. Okay, so we've done about 2 inches. You need to carry on doing the decreases until you've reached the edges of your rib cage, like with those ends, like here. And then you're going to carry on going up until you reach about 2 inches below where you want the top to end, and then we'll start some increases. So now here I'm just doing rows of single crochets with no decreases or increases. And the chain that I've done counts as one stitch, so skip that first space when you do your normal rows. I'm back. Okay, I have finished up to 2 inches of where I want it to end, just doing normal rows of slip stitches, sorry, single crochets. And now I'm going to do the increases, so let's do it. Now for the increases, at the start of the row, single crochet into that first space that your chain is in. Then continue to single crochet for the rest of the row. But we're not doing an increase on this side. Now chain 1 and turn your work and do the same increase by single crocheting into that very first space. Then continue crocheting for that row and repeat the increase on the other side. Then once you've done that increase on the other side and you single crocheted back to this side of the panel, then you will want to work an increase here. So in the last stitch, single crochet, which is what I'm doing here, and then you will want to put another single crochet into that same stitch. Then once you've done your increase on that side, you will single crochet to the other side and do your increase there as well, which means you'll have done 2 rows with increases on one side each, and then 2 rows with increases on both sides of the panel. Now, once you've done that second row with increases at both the start and end of the row, just finishing off that last increase here, then you will chain a length that is about an inch or so further than the bottom edge. I'll just show that in a second. Like this, where it's just about an inch longer. Then chain 1 and single crochet into the second stitch from the hook, and continue to single crochet for the whole row into along the panel as well. When you reach the other side of the panel, you can either do chains like you did before, or you can do foundation single crochet, which means that there'll be the same number of rows on those outer edges. So this is me doing foundation single crochet for the same number of stitches as the other side. I'll pop a link to a tutorial in the description below. Then once you've done that right number of stitches, chain 1, turn your work and single crochet all the stitches. Once I've done those, I then change my colour again, doing the same method as I showed previously. Then I'm going to do 2 rows of single crochets with this colour. Once you have done these 2 rows, you should tie off. Then place your top like this, so you can figure out how long to do your chain for the tie. Make a slip knot and then chain a length that is long enough to go all the way around that oval with enough to spare to be able to tie it in a bow. Once you are happy with the length, tie off. Here at the top section of this bottom length, tie on with a slip knot. Chain 1 and then single crochet where there is a space catching in the chain that you just made, but make sure that it is movable so you can adjust it. Then repeat this on the other side, but this time start at the top and go down. Once you have done that, tie on at the bottom edge of that section and chain about 25 to 30 centimeters and then tie off. Repeat this on the other side. And making sure that the chains are the same length, tie off. Now tie on at the top right corner and chain about 30 centimeters, but don't tie off. When you've got about 30 centimeters or enough length to go over your shoulder and more, don't tie off, just widen the stitch and cut yarn so that there's enough to work with. And then repeat this for the other side as well. Okay, so now you're wearing it. That's the back. I need to weave in all these ends though, so ignore that. So the next thing you're gonna need to do is figure out where the straps are gonna go. So you need to grab some stitch markers, like these like little clippy ones like that. You need to grab the strap that's like at the top of that bit. You see, bring it over your shoulder and then clip it into place where you want it. So I'm just going to get both on the other side. Like that. That's where I'm going to put mine, I think. Make sure it's the right like tightness, wherever you want it to be. And then take off the top and connect them. Okay, so here I'm just attaching the straps where I marked by inserting my hook and slip stitching on either side of the strap to secure it in place. Before tying off. Repeat this for the other side, making sure that the lengths of the straps are the same before attaching. And now we just need to weave in the ends. And we're done! Yay! There we go! The little back. Hope you liked my little tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to tag me in your makes on Instagram. Bye! See you next time.